Hello everyone. Today we will see custom model update triggers point of AngularJS forms. By default, change in content of the input element triggers the model update and validates the form. However, we can override this behavior by attaching ngModel options directive with event name to the input element. We can use these update triggers with the options where update and debounce where changes will be updated after specific time. Mouse up update will be performed when mouse will be clicked. Similarly, mouse down update will be performed when mouse will be clicked down on field. It can be implemented in following way. ng model options is equal to update on blur. Following are the values of ng model options. These are the values which we can assign to ng model option in input tag. First, update on blur. It updates the model when this element lose focus. Update on mouse up. It updates the model when this element is clicked and mouse button is released. Update on default. It updates the model with default behavior as and when the key is pressed. Update on default mouse down. It updates the model with default behavior as and when the key is pressed or mouse down event is fired. Debounce limit. It updates the model after the specific time limit. This is the program. It is used to demonstrate custom model update trigger. Here is the HTML program. In this, head tag includes the AngularJS library. Go directly to the body tag. ng app is equal to my application. Then div tag ng controller user controller. Inside this form, I have written here no validate. Means here we are not allowing browser to validate your form. Here we are going to validate the form. So first input tag will take input as a enter student name. Here we are going to enter the student name into this text box. Type is equal to text. ng model is equal to student name. Here we are going to bind the data from the model part. ng model option is equal to update on blur. Means when you will leave the focus of this input tag or text box, that time it will update the value into this student.name field. Then enter class. Input type is equal to text. It is also text box. ng model student.class. ng model option update on mouse up. Means when you will write the text into this text box and release the mouse, that time it will update the text into this student.class variable. Then next, enter student gender. Input type is equal to text. ng model is equal to student.gender. ng model option debounce 2000. Means after this specific time, it will update this ng model variable student.gender. Whatever text you will write here, that will be updated here after specific time. Enter student email. Input type is equal to email. We have to enter email ID here. ng model is equal to student.email. ng model option update on blur, comma debounce blur 0. Here we are applying two validations. First is blur and second one is debounce. So when you will leave the control of this text box, that time plus debounce blur limit is 0. So immediately when you will leave the control, that time it will update this student.email variable of ng model. This is the span where we are going to show our output. Here you can see output in this text box. When you will write the content and lose the focus of this text box, automatically here output will be displayed. So this output is shown by using this span tag. For each variable or each value, we have written here span tag. Student name, student class, student gender and student email. So accordingly, it will show the output. Here is module part where app is equal to angular.module my app, then app.controller user controller function scope object. Here scope.student. Here we are using student uh, property or attribute of the scope object to access the name, class, gender, and email. You can see program execution of program here. Initially, it is blank. When you will write the content, now I have not leave the focus of this control. That's why I have you are not going to see the output here. Leave the focus. Immediately, output is displaying here. Now, second class, it will show output when your mouse key is up. So press mouse here and release it. That time it will show the output here. Then gender, here debounce. We are using here debounce means after specific time we are getting the output. And last will be blur as well as debounce. So when you will leave the control and your debounce, whatever your debounce limit, on the basis of that it will show the output. Here in our program debounce limit is 0. So immediately when you will leave the control, immediately it will show the output. Valid email ID we have to enter here and leave the control. So this is the output of this program. Custom model update trigger. ng model options gives us control over how Angular updates and manipulates your model. By default, any changes to the content will trigger a model update and form validation. We can override this default behavior using ng model option directive. So instead of using this, we can update the input tags by using this ng model option directive. Then this includes customizing the model to update only after certain events are triggered on non-immediate model updates or debouncing delay so that the actual update takes place only when timer expires. Enter student name, input type is equal to text, ng model student name, ng model option update on blur. Here update on blur denotes the option that can be applied to the current model. So this is the option we are applying on this current model. The no validate attribute is used to disable the default browser validation in HTML5. So this is about customer model update triggers. Next point is custom validation. To create your own custom function, add a new directive to your application and deal with the validation inside a function with certain specified arguments. In the app directive, we have made a ng model directive mandatory using a require keyword as we are going to perform validation based on the model value of the input element. Thus, we are using link keyword that is used to call a function for the directive. This link function defines APIs and functionality is necessary for the custom directive. This link function is executed for each instance of the directive. This link function accepts four parameters by default and they are scope, it is the scope of the directive, element, the element that this directive attached to, attributes, a hash object with key value pairs of normalized attribute, first character lowercase and each consecutive word names first character in uppercase names. Then control, the control or object it is working with. Example of custom validation. Here in this first head tag, we are including AngularJS library Then go directly to the body tag. Inside this div tag, ngapp is equal to app. Form no validate. Name is equal to my form. So our form name is my form. Here we are taking one input tag for taking age from the user. So your age input type is equal to number. Name is equal to text age. Ng model, this is a required field, is equal to age, and adult is the custom attribute. Now next span tag, here we are going to show the input is valid or not. So in this span tag, style is equal to color red. Ng show, what we have to show, form my form. This is the name of your form here. My form dot txt age is the name of this input field. Dot error dot adult. Adult is the custom attribute. If this contain any error, then it will show this message. It should be greater than equal to 18 and less than equal to 100. Means we have to enter the age between this limit only. If you enter age below 18 or greater than 100, then it will show this error in the red color. So this is the end of form and division. This is the script tag. Here we have to create that attribute. Here we have to write the function for the attribute. So here this is your model, Angular model. For creating attribute, write this statement app.directive. Inside this custom attribute name we have to write here. Then function. Open this function. Inside this function is going to return this value. So a return keyword is there. Open this. A required field is ng model. We are binding or we are taking the data from the text box. That data we have to validate. So ng model is a required field. Link, this is the keyword which is used to call this function. Whenever you are going to create the instance, automatically this function is going to call. So link, function, scope, element, attributes, and control. These are the parameters of this function. Inside this function, we are going to check control dot, this is the control dot validators dot adult is equal to function. It will take two values, model values and view values. Then what is the model value that you will get from this module, and what is the view value at runtime you will get from the text box. So first check the model value. If it is empty, you can say yes, it is empty, it is true, because we are checking this empty or not. This model value is empty or not. Yes, it will return true. Next, we have to now take the age from the user in this view value. So where age is equal to number view value, it will get the value from your text box. So that value will be stored here inside this age variable. Check the value of this age variable whether it is greater than equal to 18 and less than equal to 100, then it is correct value. Otherwise, it will return false and it will show the error. Your age should be between 18 and 100. So this is the end of the script, body and HTML. You can see the output. This is the custom validator main. Here we have to enter the value. Suppose you enter value 1, it will immediately show should be greater less than equal to, should be greater than equal to 18 and less than equal to 100. Suppose I enter here 18, yes, it is valid. Then 50, it is also valid. If you enter 101, it is not valid because it is going to going above 100. So this is about custom validation. Thank you.